Oh my gosh, why am I doing this?
Hi folks! Welcome to Living the Skye Life. If you're new here, I'm Willie.
And I'm Sarah.
We're a musician and artist, and this channel is about our journey escaping suburban life and moving to our dream home, a 200-year-old cottage on the Isle of Skye in the Scottish Highlands.
Along for the ride are our two crazy but adorable pups, Jack Spaniels and Nori.
Join us as we experience the highs and the lows of living in a remote corner of a wild Hebridean island.
This week, we find ourselves missing some of the creature comforts of living in a town, so we try to recreate one of our favourite takeaways at home.
Will our homemade fakeaway be a success? Or will the only thing we take away from the experience be the knowledge that this particular delicacy is best left to the professionals?
Plus, Willie is out searching for a deep-diving, burrow-inhabiting fishing bait to try and bring some of his luck in the boat to his shore fishing game.
But of course, I don't find what I was expecting down on the beach.
And I stumble upon a local whisky festival, so I head in to drink in the sights and sounds.
If you don't already, please hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with our weekly adventures. Join us as we continue. Living the Skye Life.
One of the things we do miss about living in a town is the availability of takeaways. There are places that do takeaway on the island, especially in Broadford and in Portree. Getting it delivered to our glen is a different story, so that's one of the things we've had to give up with moving to where we are. One of my favourite foods to get delivered is sushi. Willie's fishing is going really well at the moment. He was out on the boat yesterday and he caught some mackerel, and he also caught a sea bass, which is amazing. So they've been in the fridge overnight. Keep it nice and fresh, and we're gonna make some Skye Life sushi tonight. I've got some sushi rice, I've got some rice vinegar, and I've got some nori. Not that nori, the seaweed nori, which is not actually named after 100%, but I love that that's a reference that we can have for him.
I rinse the rice 3 or 4 times to get rid of most of the starch before leaving it to soak for 15 minutes.
I'm pretty much going with the instructions that came with the stuff that I bought. So the recipe for the rice is on the back of the rice packet, and the rice vinegar has a recipe for sushi seasoning, which is very simple. It is 3 tablespoons of rice vinegar, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of salt.
While I waited for the rice to finish soaking, I finally chopped some carrots to go in the sushi rolls. We also had avocado, but I cut that later on so it didn't go brown. Once the rice had soaked, I poured away the water and left it for another 15 minutes to drain fully.
I wonder what you want. Where's Jackie's fan? Someone's been at the beach. You've been out with Dad at the boat. Jack, catch. Good boy. Nari, catch. Good boys. Nari, catch. Oh, good boy. Jack, catch. Oh, good boys. That's it. All gone. Oh, I better wash my hands now, huh, Nari? I have been joined by my sous chef.
Hello.
Sushi sous chef.
I even have a knife.
Willie's going to deal with the fish side of things.
I took the scales off last night and I got the guts out as well. Now I'm going to fillet it and I'm going to show you how to do that. I've had a few people asking how to do that on the channel. I'm sorry if this isn't for you. If so, we'll put up the time you can skip to so you don't have to see the sea bass being filleted. The time will be there. You can skip ahead to there so you don't see this part and watch the rest of the video. But here we go. Let's try this. Let's get it filleted.
Yeah. Excited for sushi?
I am loving sushi. Well, I mean, I love sushi from sushi restaurants.
Surely it's going to be better when it's fish that you've caught yourself.
I have made sashimi before and I loved it. However, I've never done all the sushi rolls and stuff. That's over to you. I've taken off the dorsal fin because it's very, very spiky on a sea bass. So what I'm going to do now is make an incision. You move the pectoral fin out of the way. Make an incision down like that. And then cut out here. And then along the backbone like this. You just follow the rib cage to about here then through. There we go. And then like that. And out. And then you just follow the rib cage. You don't want to waste any fish, so you carefully and slowly do this. And then the rest like that. Now, you can eat the belly meat if you want to, but it's very rubbery, so I don't bother, I just cut it off. I use it in the lobster pots. Nothing goes to waste here on Skye. Take that out of the way. 2 beautiful fillets. Next, I'm going to take the skin off because that's how Sarah wants it. You just go in like this, just make a small incision like this, and then run your very sharp blade right along the fish, cutting off there. That's too sharp, look, let's screw that up. Right, we'll do the next one. Try that again. So get it flat like that. And then over there. And now we have one fillet, no skin, no bones, ready to go. I'll do the next one as well, which I half cocked up. The knife just went right through the skin. I'll tell you what, that knife is really sharp to do that. So there we go, that's the skin side, and that's the side for the inside, and that's both the fillets, lovely and clean, ready to be sushied. This is the top of the fish, or the loin. I'm going to take out the centre because there are bones down the lateral line of the fish. We don't want to eat them, especially not when it's raw. This I'll use for something else. And this is what we're going to be sushiing. This is the finest bit of the fish.
Under careful instruction, Willie cut up the bass into strips to use for sushi rolls, as well as bite-sized pieces for the sashimi and nigiri. Then he started on the mackerel fillets, but something wasn't quite right.
The problem with mackerel is it degrades really quickly. That's quite soft already. Nah, I'm not eating that as sushi. I started doing the mackerel, and apparently the mackerel is a little bit too degraded already. It's not firm enough to make into sushi, and that's in less than 24 hours. It just shows you mackerel breaks down really, really quick.
The boys also absolutely love mackerel.
Yes, they do. So we're going to make doggy sushi, which is microwaved mackerel for them.
And some unseasoned sushi rice. We'll make some doggy sushi. I think they're going to love it.
I think they'll love it.
Do you think Nori's allowed nori?
Jack Spaniels and I are going out bait digging. Now, the last time I did this on the beach, my bucket blew away in a storm. It was ridiculous. One of my mates, Andrew, who watches the channel a fair amount, says that it's one of the funniest things he's ever seen. It was pretty ridiculous. My bucket blew all the way down the beach. I had to run after it. I actually broke parts off it as well. Anyway, hopefully this time I'm not going to get hit by the storm. Hopefully Jack Spaniels behaves himself. And hopefully, finally, I hope I get some bait, because we've got plans for this bait. If you stick around, you'll see what we're doing. Lugworm digging is fairly straightforward. You just look for small casts of wet sand, like miniature hills, formed as though they've been squeezed through a drinking straw. A few inches away from the cast should be a small hole or depression in the sand. The lugworm lives in a U-shaped burrow directly between and below both of these two features. The idea is to dig, starting at the cast towards the hole, and the lugworm should be found with relative ease, hiding below in its burrow. Burrows for common lugworm are usually no more than a foot deep. The best tool for this job is usually a flat, tined garden fork. I say usually as this method, as I was about to find out, only works in damp but reasonably well drained sand. And this area of the beach, as I was discovering, is made up of very wet, fine gravel, which rendered the fork absolutely useless, but I persevered nonetheless. The other issue that I had was that Jack Spaniels didn't really understand what I was doing, so he was getting frustrated and was barking at me the entire time I was digging.
I've been doing some training with Nori on his long line in the woods. Every time he sort of circles round you and tries to tie you in knots, you have to turn around really quickly or else he might trip you up. Come on, Nori, this way. Not round the tree. Oh. Oh dear. Are you tying the tree in knots? That's a bit silly, isn't it? I love how autumnal it's getting in the woods now. All the leaves are coming down. It's so gorgeous. At least when the sun shines. What a beautiful evening. I feel like Jack might be tormenting Willie a bit with his digging, so I might have to go and intervene. Remove the spaniel. Jack doesn't really understand the concept of going to the beach and doing things that don't involve sticks and throwing them, so yeah, I think I'm going to have to go help Willie out. Hey, little one. Are we going to the beach? Hey, monkey. What a good boy. Going to the beach. Come on. Going to the beach. Just like his brother. There he is. At least your bucket hasn't blown away. I think I'm going to take Jack away.
Thankfully, Sarah had realised what was going on while she was walking Nori in the nearby woods and came to help me, at least with the Jack Spaniel's barking situation anyway. Then it became clear it was time for me to rethink my choice of digging tool, so I stopped digging and quickly walked back to the shed for a different digging fork. Not sure if you'll hear me because of the wind, however I just had to change the fork because the fork I was digging with wasn't up to the job. I need thicker tines, flat tines, so I had to go back to the shed and that's what I've got now. So here goes, let's try again. I've got 4 worms so far, I need a lot more than that. With my new fork in hand, I moved to the drier part of the beach, and you'll see what happens next.
I'm just in the local village and I've just been to the post office to drop off some of my orders from Etsy, which were mostly prints of the Nosy Coo, which is the new painting that I just did. Thank you so much to everyone that has put in an order. I really appreciate it. It blows my mind every single time that people want to buy my prints, so that makes me really happy. So I've sent off a bunch of those and I came down to the coffee shop to get a hot chocolate before I head back because it's starting to get a little bit nippy now. It's a little bit colder. And I hear some beautiful music just floating around and I realised it was coming from the Talisker distillery, and then I remembered they're having a whisky festival day today. Had completely forgotten about that, but I thought I would go check it out. So let's follow the music and see what we can see. Obviously I'm driving, so I won't be able to try any whiskey, but I figured I'd go check it out. It's one of those places that it's right on your doorstep and you sort of never end up going because it's so close. So it would be good to have a little look around and see what they've got there. Let's head in and have a look at what's going on.
I have mixed in the seasoning with the rice and stirred it round in a dish to make it cool down, and that just needs to come to room temperature. So all it's left to do is chop the avocado, and then we're going to start making some sushi. Wish us luck! Apparently sushi rolling is going to be my job, for which I've got my Prosecco to assist with the operations.
And I've got this Japanese beer. It's special.
Yeah.
It's not really Japanese beer. I'm joking.
It was a thing with me and my friends back in Newcastle. We used to go for sushi at this place called Nudo, and we'd always get sushi and Prosecco. I think that was actually on my Tinder profile when we met.
It was, yeah.
Castle's sushi and Prosecco, and I think that I'm happy. So, 2 out of 3 ain't bad today. Cheers. Right. Also, I don't have a bamboo mat, so I'm using greaseproof paper to make my rolls. Here we go. Action stations. Sushi sous chef, I need a really sharp knife.
This is going to be exceptionally sharp.
Okay.
This is sharp as my wit.
I started by making the sushi rolls, spreading a layer of the sticky rice on top of a sheet of nori seaweed. You need to keep your hands wet while doing this, or the rice just sticks to your skin. I then added the filling of sea bass, carrot and avocado and rolled it up as tight as I could manage. I then made some nigiri, where a slice of fish sits on top of a bite-sized bed of sushi rice.
Can't forget sushi for the dogs. This is the unseasoned rice. I can't believe I'm making sushi for my dogs. And yet, I can. I just want to share the things that I love with the people and dogs that I love. Oh, I didn't even drink any of my Prosecco during that. That's how focused I was on the task. I don't usually get stressed cooking, but yeah, that was stressful. I have a whole new level of respect for sushi chefs now because that was so difficult.
I looked at.
You stayed out of it and just sharpened your knife.
Well, you need a sharp knife, don't you?
I do need a sharp knife, and it needs to be wet to cut through the sushi rolls. So, do you think they're going to come out well?
Well, we'll see.
Here goes nothing. First lick. Hey, that's not bad.
Knife sharp enough.
Just about. Willie's given me the last bit of sushi. What a gent. Okay, go on, out of 10. How was that for sushi?
Of the sushi that I've had at home, I would say that would be a 10.
Hey!
Because I've never had sushi at home, aside from sashimi. But yeah, it was brilliant. It was really good. You did a great job.
Actually, I think the rolls turned out a lot better than I thought they were going to. The fish was so nice.
Yeah, I think that's probably my favourite so far. Of any sashimi I've ever had. Honestly, that was better sushi than I've had in quite a few sushi restaurants.
No, it was good. It was really good. It took a lot of work. I started at 4 o'clock this afternoon, preparing the rice and stuff. It is now 7:30. So we've just finished eating.
And I went out and caught the fish.
Yeah, so a lot of effort went into it, but oh my gosh, that was worth it. It was so nice to have sushi. And the boys are still going to have theirs, and they know. They've just run up. How do they know? Let's give the boys their sushi.
Yeah. Yes, I'm ready to feed my dogs sushi with chopsticks.
Microwaved mackerel, nigiri, and sushi rolls.
We're giving nori to nori.
Yeah, Nori's going to eat nori.
Jack, gentle. Oh, what you have to sit. Gentle. Gentle. Good boy. Nori, sit. Good boy. Gentle. They don't know what to make of the seaweed, I don't think. Jack, gentle. Nori, gentle.
I think it's safe to say the boys were a little bit confused by sushi. Very keen when they knew what it was, but I think they preferred just the mackerel in nibbles.
This fork's not working either. It's just like gravel. It's wet and it's just going through the tines. So you never do this, but I'm going to have to dig it with a spade. I can't think of any other way of doing it. So I'll ask Sarah, she's back at the house now I think. I'll ask Sarah if she'll bring me over a spade. I'm here halfway. A nightmare. I've had a change of plan. I was just about to walk away and I noticed there was some water came out of the ground, much like with the razor clams. So I put the fork in just to see what would happen, and this clam, which is an amazing bait I'd imagine locally. So if I can find the holes that all look like that, hopefully I'll be able to find some more of these. I don't need to go back to the house, I don't need to get a spade, I need to dig these out. Happy result. Wow, that was a jet that time. Yeah, the size of this one. Never tried using these as bait, but I'm going to try now. I'll get a few and hopefully I'll catch stuff on this. Wow. Yeah, another one. Yeah, another one. Hey. That's the biggest one I've found. Digging for lugworms, I did not expect to find these. I have seen the shells on the beach, but I didn't know where they were coming from. I assumed they'd come from the beach, but they could have come out from the sea, you know, and washed up. So that's cool. There it is. Amazing. Excellent. That's probably even better bait than I was looking for. Hey. Aha! Wow. Yeah. Nice. Yep, no damage, alright. Okay, again no damage, I'm getting the technique down now. Yeah, I think I've got enough now, that'll do me for the fishing trip. Hey! Well, that was an unexpected bait digging session. I expected to come back with a bucket full of lugworms, which proved incredibly difficult to dig because it was very wet and it was gravel rather than sand. So you can imagine wet gravel, the fork tines were just going right through it, so you couldn't dig it out properly. A fork is the way to go traditionally if you're digging lugworms, but if you're digging in gravel, then it's a very different story, as I've found out. But I know that further out in the loch you can go and dig them in the sand, and it's fine because I've done it before, but in that gravel it's a no-go. So I think in future I'll probably just wait until I can go out into the sand to dig them. However, finding those clams was amazing. Next time I'll use a little spade, I've learned, because if you use a fork sometimes you can damage them when you lift the fork. But yeah, most of them, I'd say like 95% of them were fine and I can use them as bait, so I'm really chuffed. But the proof is in the pudding. Will they catch fish? Well, we'll find out, won't we?
As always, thank you so much for watching our video. We really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please do leave us a like, a comment or subscribe if you don't already. It's free to do, helps our channel to grow, and you get notified when our new videos come out every week, UK time at 6 PM on Sundays. Oh, and thanks as well for the 60+K subscribers.
I know, amazing, that's so cool. Thank you so much for sticking around by us, and the new people jumping on board as well. It really means the world to us. Thanks so much. If you are enjoying the channel and you'd like to support us further, you can do so over on Ko-fi, and I'm going to give you all that stuff about buying coffees and dog treats and blah blah blah. What it really means is that you help with the running costs of making these videos every week.
Or if you want to help us out more long term, you can join our amazing community over on Patreon, where you get bonus content for helping us out each month.
If you're interested in our creative endeavours, you can go over to Sarah's Etsy for her artwork.
And calendars, I think there's still a few left.
The calendars are artwork.
Thank you so much to everyone that has ordered calendars. I have been a very busy bee getting them all sent out, but there's still a few left. So if you want them, head across to Etsy. Or if you want to check out Willie's original music that features in all of our videos, you can head across to his Bandcamp page. As usual, all the links to these pages are in the video description below.
Thanks again for watching, and we will see you doodle-doo-doo-doo next week. Zoom into my face. Zoom in. We're leaving our suburban life, moving over the sea to Skye. Are we chasing a dream? I guess in time we will see, when we're living the Skye life. Living the Skye life. My jumper is creased because it's been in a box for the duration of summer. The wintry summer.
The summer that never was.
Yeah, that's the one.
You probably could have done with that jumper in June. Maybe some really, really finely cut, like julienne.
You dance.
Oh, I don't think doggies need to be around for this.
Get down. Oh, you smell the mackerel. Get out. Jack, back up. Back up.
No.
Nori, down. I can see him, he's just like looking straight at it, he was going to go for it.
Try that again, shall we?
Whoa!
Oh!
I almost knocked the bloody thing over.
And something Nori catch. Oh!
Nori, that went in the water. Nice. There you go, Jack.
We're all having a drink, are we? Graceful.
Carrot. Avocado. Rice. And Prosecco. It's a new song.
This?
I'm not
It's
done
all
yet.
about that
I'm not done yet. It's all about the bass.
And you
Something.
Doggy dance.
sushi chef. I can't even say that.
Sushi chef.
Sushi sous chef. See if I can film and use chopsticks. No.
Carrot. Avocado. Rice. And Prosecco. I'm putting this out. This is a hit. For sure.
Watch out on Bandcamp, guys. There's a reason why they don't use microwave mackerel for sushi.
Because it's minging.
Because it's very difficult to work with.
Oh man.
Well, at least you're laughing.
Click here to subscribe to live in the Skye Life.
Click here to go back to the start of our adventures with our very first episode.